Hello and welcome to my Pilates Shorts. Today's session is an all-level session. Hopefully we're going to be working through the entire body, and all you're going to need for it is your band. So I need you just to get yourself down onto your back. Make sure once you get down there, you've got your feet, your knees and your hips all aligned. And of course we're going to start off with a nice bit of gentle breathing. So as you breathe in through the nose, allow your ribs to swing out wide, and as you exhale through the mouth, feel your body sinking down and relaxing into your mat. So you're just breathing in, breathing out, and letting your body sink down as you continue with that nice, deep, gentle breathing. Next time we exhale, we're going to add a little pelvic tilt and allow your lower back to just melt down into the floor. And then we release it back through. So we're just warming gently up through that lumbar spine. So again, as you exhale, just tilt back through the pelvis. And then release it back through to the middle. I want you to do that twice more for me. Just gently tilting, nothing else needs to move. And releasing it back through, and again, we tilt. We're just going to try and get that whole spine to move this time. So we tilt back through the pelvis, sink your spine into the floor, but this time I want you to continue to peel up through from your hip bones, lifting up one bone after the next, coming to the bottom of your shoulder blades, and just hold it there to breathe in. And as you breathe out, release it back down through the upper back, through the middle back, the lower back, and return through again into your neutral. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, breathing out, tilting and peeling all the way up. Remember, your arms are just still heavy, sinking down into the floor. As you bring yourself up into your bridge, hold it there again to breathe in. As you breathe out, release back down, all the way through that spine. Once you get down there and release into neutral, I just want you to draw those knees in towards the chest, pull them in towards you, just to give your back another little bit of stretch, and you can just rock gently side to side. Good. Okay, so let's bring the feet back down, and again, just check that they are back into alignment with your hip bones. And of course, we're back now into neutral pelvis. I want you to bring your fingertips to rest lightly onto your hip bones. If you can imagine a full glass of water sitting in the middle of your belly, we're going to hold that water there and go into a few knee drops. So as we exhale, we drop one knee to the side. And then we float it back to the middle on the inhale, and we do the same on the other side. So seemingly a nice, easy exercise, but you've got to keep that pelvis completely stable. Not allowing it just to rock side to side, but holding it completely still. If you do want to work a little bit harder, you can slide your fingertips together and lift your elbows away from the floor so they no longer help you with that stabilization. So hopefully you can maybe feel a little bit of extra work around your center when you do that. That's it, good. We're just going to do it a couple more times. Dropping and centering. Dropping. Lovely. Bring your final one back to the middle. Hold it there. Bring your hands again to rest down on the floor beside you. Keep that upper back still wide and heavy. Let's go back into our shoulder bridge. So again, we breathe in to prepare. And as we breathe out, we start to tilt back through that pelvis. Sink the spine down. And again, peel it all the way up. On that out breath, one bone after the next. This time though, when you get to the top, I'd like you to breathe in and float both arms to the ceiling. And I want you to turn your palms in towards each other. So as we exhale, we're going to come back down through the spine. And we're going to lengthen back through into neutral. But as you inhale, arms are going to float to the side and stretch out to the side walls. Let them remain there as again you tilt and peel and roll all the way up and into your bridge. Again, in breath, holding the bridge, floating your arms to the ceiling, coming back down through that spine, one bone after the next, lengthening back into your neutral, and again, just opening those arms all the way out to the side. Let's do that twice more, just tilting, peeling all the way out, just moving through your spine, floating the arms to the ceiling, releasing it back down. And opening, one more left to go. So we tilt, peel, roll, slowly all the way up. Think of pushing right out through the top of those knees as you bring yourself up there. And again, coming all the way back down. And once you're back into neutral, again, float those arms all the way out to the side. Let them rest down onto the floor. And walk your feet together. So you've now got the sides of your feet together, your knees together, your inner thighs together. So we can go into hip roll. So we breathe in. And as we breathe out, we drop both knees to the side. Now you make sure your shoulder blades stay firmly on the mat. Let your head roll in the opposite direction to your knees. Hold it there, breathe in. And as you breathe out, draw down through from your center. Float everything back to the middle. Breathe in, breathing out to do the same thing on the other side. Just dropping those knees, rolling the head, getting that lovely stretch right through the side, into the waist, into the hip. Breathing in, breathing out again to bring it back through to the middle. One more on each side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Dropping those knees, rolling the head, stretching right through to the top of those knees, breathing in, breathing out, floating it back to the center. We've got one more to go. In breath and out breath. Good. Breathing in to hold it there, breathing out again to float it all the way back to the middle. And this time, once you get back to the middle, take your feet again aligned with your hips. Because we're going to float both arms back up to the ceiling. Make sure the back of your shoulders and your upper back feel wide and heavy. Let's turn the palms to face forward. And as we exhale, one arm first of all stretches behind you. Reaching, 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 floating back up to the ceiling as you breathe in, changing to the other arm, stretch it back. And then we float it all the way back up again to the ceiling. Let's repeat that one more time on each side. So we're trying to get that length between the top of your shoulder and your fingertips. Breathing out, feel the ribs almost sliding away from your arm as you take it back. Next time, we're going to do it with both arms at once. Stretching back, reaching, reaching, not allowing your back to lift away from the floor. And remember, we're not trying to touch the floor behind you, you're trying to reach to the far wall. So however far you can go back, it should be comfortable. You should keep the neck long and you don't lift up through from the rib cage. Now once you've done your next one and you've floated those arms to the ceiling, I want you to hold it there for a moment and bring yourself either into a one-leg 100 or a two-leg 100. If you're working from a one-leg 100, I want you to do 4 repetitions on one leg and then change to the other leg. Either way, we're going to try and keep that feeling of ribs and hips staying connected. And we're going to go into our dead bug. So as we exhale, one leg goes forward, both arms go back, and we stretch away from that central position. Bring it back to the middle. Other side, we reach. And center. And reach. And center. And reach. So if you're working from a one leg 100, You want to change to the other leg. Take your time over it. Make sure you've got yourself in a good position. 2 leg hundreds. We're going to do it 4 more times. So we're going to reach away for 1 and center. And 2. And holding that pelvis completely still. And reach. And once you've finished your last one, draw both legs in towards your chest to again give everything a nice little stretch. Good, lovely. Let's bring the feet back down onto your mat, and we're going to be rolling ourselves over onto your side. If you need to use a pillow underneath your head, please do so. Otherwise, lengthen through the arm or have it bent either way, just supporting your head a little bit. We're going to lengthen both legs away. So remember, we want that little pick up under your waist. So that top hip is just pressing away, so we've got both sides of your body even. If you look down, you should just be able to see your toes are in front of you, so don't let your legs disappear behind you. Turning out just slightly from your hips so your heels are together. As you breathe in, we're going to lift the leg up. As you breathe out, you flex and draw it down. So we're kicking up, drawing it down. Breathing in and out. In and out. And kick and lower. Let's do it again for 4. And squeeze. 3. And squeeze. 2. And we still keep that little pick up under the waist. And 1. And squeeze. Hold it there. If you can, I want you to float both legs away from the floor. And we repeat it again, but keeping that underneath leg lifted. So we're lifting up for 1. Draw it down. 2. Draw it down. 3. And 4. Keep it going for 4 more. Squeeze. 3. Squeeze. 2. And 1. And squeeze, lengthen that top foot. Now keep both legs lifted. Place your top hand onto your thigh. So now as you inhale, we're going to float that top arm all the way to the ceiling, and you're going to reach it all the way away over your ear and stretch away in opposition. Shoulder blade stays down so the neck stays long. And then draw it all the way back down again on the out breath. Let's do that again. Breathing in, lifting the arm. And stretching fingertips to toes. Bring the arm back down on the out breath, but this time see if you can float your legs a little higher. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in. And stretch fingertips to toes. Breathing out, the arm comes down. You try and lift those legs a little bit higher. Hold the legs where they are. Float your arm back up to the ceiling and hold it there. As you inhale, your underneath leg comes halfway down, squeezes up, down, squeeze, down, squeeze. One more time before we speed it up, and we go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. Hold it up there. Reach those legs away. Float the arm down, bring it back down in front of you and float those legs all the way down. Lovely. Let's go on to the other side and repeat it all over again. So your underneath arm will support your head if you haven't got a pillow or a cushion. You lengthen both legs out, make sure your feet are just in front of you and you're drawing up gently underneath your waist. Keeping your shoulders stacked or hips stacked. As we inhale, we're going to lift and squeeze. Breathing in and out. In and out. Breathing in, breathing out for 4. And 3. And 2. Good. And 1. And squeeze, and if you can, let's float both legs just away from the floor. Keep that little turn out if you can. Let's repeat that again. So we're going to lift it up, squeeze, up, squeeze. Good, and we kick. Squeeze it down, kick, squeeze it down for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and squeeze it down, hold it there. Remember, keep the heels in the thighs together. Let's place that top hand onto your thigh. And as you inhale, we float the arm to the ceiling, we float it all the way back, the shoulder blades slide down your back, and you reach it, fingertips to toes. And then we float the arm gently back down onto the thigh. Let's do that again, breathing in. Make sure the arm isn't behind your ear, try and keep it just above the ear, and we stretch, stretch, stretch. But this time as you bring your arm back down, remember we're trying to lift those legs a little higher. They're coming up to meet the arm as it comes down. Let's do that one more time, breathing in. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Good, and again, as the arm comes down, let those legs squeeze a little higher. And keep them squeezed up there as you float your arm one last time to the ceiling and hold it there. Underneath leg works as we drop, squeeze, drop, squeeze, drop, squeeze. Lovely. One more time. Let's speed it up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, and 4, 2, 3. Hold it up there. Float the arm down. Lift, lift, lift those legs. Bring the hand down in front of you and then release those legs all the way down. Lovely. Let's roll over onto your tummy. You're going to take your arms on the outside of your mat. You're going to make sure your legs are in a soft V position. And we're going to go into swan dive. So get a little bit of extension into your spine. As you exhale, draw up from your middle, press down through the forearms, pull forward from the crown of the head, float the head, float the breastbone, and just come to the bottom of your rib cage. And then release it back down again on the in-breath. So as we exhale, we're drawing forward. Remember, we're trying to pull your belly button away from the mat. As you extend, so we're keeping that back long, strong, and still. And then releasing it down. And if that's enough for you, stick to that level. Otherwise, next time we're going to make these bigger. Once you have your initial extension, continue to peel up. Squeeze your bottom. Press the legs away. And lengthen. And then release it all the way back down again on that next breath. So out breath as we draw forward, you try to pull your belly button away from the mat as you start to lift. And if you can, continue peeling up, pressing it away, getting that lovely extension through your spine. And again, releasing it all the way back down. I'd like you to do that 3 more times. Remember, this should never be uncomfortable for your back. If it feels uncomfortable, either make the movement smaller or just sit back on your heels and stretch through that back. Otherwise, we've got 2 more to go. Squeezing, lengthening, breathing in again to release it down. 1 more left to go. Good, lovely. Lifting, opening, and once we put that next one all the way back down, you can bring your hands under your shoulders, come up gently onto all 4s, bring your bottom further back so you can sink it down towards your heels, and then stretch those arms forward. Try to bring your breastbone a little closer to the mat, and just give yourself a lovely stretch through. Breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. Walk those hands in towards your knees, swing the legs under. Okay, we'll be using the band now. I want you first of all to take your band underneath both we're just going to do a little bit of extra work for your upper back. So we need to make sure that your knees remain bent and you're sitting up tall on your sitting bones. Make sure your shoulder blades are sliding down your back and you're holding quite close down towards your ankles. So you've got a good bit of resistance on that band. And as we exhale, we just keep the elbows low, but we try to draw them back and squeeze into your shoulder blades. And then release it forward again as you inhale. So as you exhale, you're going to squeeze into those shoulder blades and then release it forward. Squeeze into your shoulder blades and releasing it forward, and again we squeeze and release. Just going to do that 2 more times. Squeezing and releasing and squeezing and releasing. If you have trouble with your roller, you can keep your band underneath your feet. Otherwise, remove the band from your feet and have it out in front of you. Of course, you can keep your knees bent or you can lengthen through the knees. Let's breathe in, and as we exhale, we're going to tap ourselves under and slowly roll down. Bone after bone. Reaching those arms back if you have your band in your hands, and we float the arms, float the head. And again, we just peel all the way back up again, tall onto your sitting bones. Let's breathe in, breathe out, tap under, slowly again coming down, one bone after the next. Try to keep that tummy pulled down, flat, strong. Arms lift, head lifts again, just peeling all the way up. To bring yourself up again, nice and tall. Breathing in, breathing out, tucking under. All the way down, lengthening through. Arms, head, peeling all the way back up. We're just going to do it one last time, and on this final one, I just want you to stay down there. And once you've got down there, those of you with your band under your feet, remove one of your feet from the band. Otherwise, we're going to draw one leg in, and we're going to be placing that band underneath your foot. And I'd like you to lengthen that leg up and away towards the ceiling to start that stretch into your hamstrings. So we're just holding that stretch, breathing in, breathing out. Remember, you can do the stretches with your leg lengthened or with your knee bent. That is up to you. That's good. But what we're going to add to this is a little bit of an extra stretch for your inner thighs, as we did quite a bit of work on those. So if you have got your leg lengthened, I need you to bend it in. And then we're just going to drop that underneath leg to the side, and it's going to help to keep you balanced. Because firm hold on the band, you can let your elbows come right down into the floor, and as you exhale, you're going to try and drop that top leg out to the side. Make sure you're always supporting that leg with the band. Float it halfway back in as you inhale. And as you exhale again, taking it out to the side, just as far as is comfortable. Inhale, bring it again halfway in on your final one. Take it out to the side. And if it's comfortable, hold it there. Again, just making sure it is always supported. Just breathing in, holding that stretch, and you can push right out through from the heel. And on your next out breath, with the help of the band, gently draw that leg back to the middle. Your underneath leg can also float back to the middle, and we can release it down and swap it over to the other side. So foot in the band. Let's start off with the stretch for your hamstrings. Drawing down on the bottom bottom of your foot. Try not to lock out that knee. And just holding it there and breathe in. But again, we're going to take that stretch into your inner thigh. So your underneath leg now wants to be bent. And you want to just drop it out to the side. Firm hold on that band. Elbows can rest on the floor if that's easier. And as you exhale, you start to drop that top leg out to the side. And as you inhale, you bring it halfway back in. Do that again. Drop into the side. And bringing it halfway back in. One more time. Drop it to the side. Hold it there if you can. Make sure again you're completely supporting that leg with your band. Breathing in, breathing out. And on your next out breath, let's just float that leg back to the center. Underneath leg also comes back to the center, and we can just release those legs down, and again, pull those knees in towards your chest. That's good. Okay, we're going to go into single leg stretch. So again, easier version, you take the leg quite high, you draw the knee in, you keep the head resting on the floor. You want to work harder, you lift the head. And you look right through the middle of your thighs and you drop that lengthened leg a little bit lower. Either way, you cement your pelvis down. Let's breathe in, and as you breathe out, you change the legs over for 1, 2, 3, 4. Really trying to push it away. Push it away. 8 more with a flexion through the foot. Press the heel. Press. 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 4 more to go. Good. Once you've finished your last one, just release everything down. Bring the feet down onto the floor, back into alignment with your hips. And let's then float the arms to the ceiling. And again, reach them behind you. But now we're going to bend the elbows and cradle the back of your head. And we're just going to do a little bit of work for your obliques. So again, cement your pelvis into the floor. And as you exhale, you squeeze across. And you center. And then you squeeze across. So you want to make it a little easier for yourself. Each time you come back almost into a little rest before you squeeze to the other side. You want to work a little harder. Don't come down so far. So we're always working those abdominal muscles. So we never get the rest, but we're going to make it a little bit harder by adding a little pull in. So we're going to draw in and release to the center. And in and center. In and center. In. Let's do 4 more of those. Try and wrap your shoulder, not just the elbow, over right across to the knee. Twist. And twist. Last time, slightly different. We're going to pull it in, come halfway over and lengthen the leg. Draw it in again. Lengthen the leg. Do it again. Twist. And open. One more time. Twist, bring the foot down. Other side. Let's twist it across. Lengthen. Twist it across. And open halfway. Twist. Open halfway. Last time. Twist. Bring it back to the middle and relax everything down. And bring your arms down beside you. Just to finish off, I want you to cross one leg over the other. You can cross over at the knee, or you can cross over at the ankle. Tilt back through the pelvis, draw the legs in towards you, and just give your bottom a little bit of a stretch. Just holding it there as you breathe in and out. over to the other side. So ankle over your knee, or the knee over your knee, tilt back through the pelvis, and draw it in towards you, holding it there, breathing. Lovely, good, and release the legs down. And you can either drop your knees to the side to bring yourself up into a seated position, or you can lengthen your legs, scoop your arms forward, and just roll yourself all the way up tall. Give your shoulders a little roll round. Excellent, well done.